If you watched my last video, you will know that sometimes the emotions arrive after life becomes safe. The next question is usually, what do I do now? Because understanding why it's happening is helpful, but living through it can still feel overwhelming. The first thing I want to say is this: please don't panic because you're emotional. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming every difficult feeling means something is wrong. We start analyzing everything. Maybe I shouldn't have left. Maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe I'm getting worse. But emotions are information. They're not always instructions. Just because you're grieving doesn't mean you need to go back. Just because you're crying doesn't mean you failed. Sometimes it simply means your nervous system has decided it's safe enough to complete something that was interrupted. The second thing I'd encourage you to do is lower your expectations of yourself for a little while. People often expect themselves to bounce straight into their new life, to be productive, excited, motivated. But emotional processing takes energy. If you spent years holding everything together, your body may need a season where it isn't constantly performing strength. That doesn't mean doing nothing, although it can. It means giving yourself permission to move more gently than you normally would. The third thing is to stop trying to make every emotion disappear. We're so used to fixing ourselves. We feel sadness, so we look for a podcast. We feel anxiety, so we search for the perfect technique. Sometimes support is important, but sometimes your body simply needs your presence. Instead of asking, how do I stop this feeling? Try asking, can I stay with this for a few more minutes without making it mean something? That question changes everything. Another thing I often encourage people to notice is whether they're creating more pressure because they think healing should look different. I've had so many conversations where someone says, I thought I'd be happier by now. But healing isn't a race. It isn't measured by how quickly you stop crying. It's measured by how safely you can stay with yourself while those emotions move through. Within the threshold framework that I created, this is often the quieter work that follows survival. It isn't dramatic from the outside. You're not making huge life decisions anymore. You're learning something much deeper. You're teaching your nervous system that it no longer has to carry everything alone. And that takes time. So if this is where you are, be kind to yourself. Get enough rest where you can. Let trusted people know you're finding things emotional. Reduce unnecessary pressure. And remember that tears are not evidence that you're falling apart. Sometimes they're evidence that your body has finally stopped holding everything in. One of my favorite ways to think about this is that the pain hasn't suddenly appeared. It's simply no longer having to stay hidden. And perhaps that's one of the quietest signs that healing is actually happening. If you're in this season right now, I hope these words help you understand that you're not going backwards. Your nervous system may simply be doing exactly what it was designed to do, and that deserves compassion, not criticism.